Ocean should be fairly good.
Yeah, we have to say that basically now it is very difficult because Guardián Celta maybe might have a couple of evenly matched in his end. It really depends now on Lithium because El Guardián Celta is not playing any copy of Effect Veil or Infinite Impermanence or Ash Blossom, for example. So he might maybe have drawn couple of evenly matched that are not useful at all.
And just to again kind of temper the expectations for this matchup in particular, very control-centric playstyles, but El Guardián Celta, having gone first, already has the key components to his combo out on the field.
And indeed here Lithium is obliged to pass with Sangan. Maybe I should say Lithium might be holding a copy of Dogmatika Punishment, which will be very helpful for him. We really have to see if El Guardián Celta has anything else, because basically he has 5 cards in hand. And as we saw previously, usually he had a lot of things going on with the Doom Kraken or the Electric Jellyfish. Let's see if that will be the case.
Yeah, it really will be intriguing to see what El Guardián Celta does do here. Again, just looking to draw more, perhaps going to get another one of those Spell Trap cards that you mentioned before.
Very good stuff here. The Pot of Extravagance can give him a huge advantage, and here comes the Arpis Feather Dusters as well. Wow, what a start. He has the Dogmatika Punishment. Now we will soon be seeing maybe the Seal Stealth Attack being chained to the Dogmatika Punishment in order to protect the Karushin. I think this is what we will soon seeing. Exactly, that's what El Guardián Celta does. Very good play by him.
So, tell me how exactly El Guardián Celta continues to apply the pressure here, given the fact that Ocean Dragon Lord Karushin is no longer on the field.
I really like that basically he got to chain the Seal Stealth Attack on the Karushin, because basically Lithium now was not be able to activate the Dogmatika Punishment's effect anymore because it doesn't control any monsters on the field. And now with the Ice Barrier being sent to the graveyard, he will be able, let's see what he adds from his deck. I think he sends the Gameciel. No, one other Karushin. And I have to say that I like it because it means that he doesn't have anything else going on in his hand. And
of course he has yet to normal summon this turn, so he still has the option to play something. And
he does, and he has the Electric Jellyfish, which is super powerful because basically now he gets to use this effect and bring on the field the Karushin. Look at this.
And Lithium at the moment, as we mentioned before, does not have much by way of spell and trap removal, so he's pretty much at the mercy of this Umi control.
And as we were mentioning, we were expecting a very grind match because both of our players are relying on a control deck strategy. We have to say that even though Guardián Celta did start things off incredibly well, because usually we saw him putting at least a couple of trap cards, but that was not the case. We have to say that the Seal Stealth Attack was incredibly powerful and still helping him out a lot, because the Karushin was protected, the Dogmatika Punishment didn't resolve, and now Lithium is searching something out of his deck, but it's not looking promising for him. Still trying to find his way to come back into this game.
Yeah, and again, just another of our concerns here that we did echo earlier was the fact that while the Dogmatika deck does have a lot by way of control, a lot of that is tied to the monsters, is tied to actually having these Dogmatika monsters on the field, which is exactly what Ocean Dragon Lord Karushin is preventing right now with a Legendary Ocean also on the field.
Exactly. He sets one other card to the field. Now the Karushin comes back. Well, actually, he might have negated the Sangan with Electric Jellyfish. I think that's why maybe he's not super happy with his decision. Still, I think that Lithium has a lot of things to think about.
And if you're Lithium here, how do you come back? This is a really formidable field that you're currently facing down, but we've seen the Dogmatika manage to make something happen previously.
Now he tries to basically perform a ritual summon. Well, I think Guardián Celta might even not negate the ritual spell card with the Electric Jellyfish. I think that will be the right play. Let's see what he decides to do.
Why would that be the right play? What are you saving this negation for?
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense, because basically now Lithium will be bring on the field the White Knight of Dogmatika in defense position. This doesn't really help him out in this situation, especially because he really needs to deal with all of these cards from a Guardián Celta. There's the Electric Jellyfish still that can negate a card, and let's remember that every single time that he negates a card will gain 600 attack points. Now play is back to a Guardián Celta. Now will he find a way to deal with the White Knight of Dogmatika from Lithium?
So if you're Guardián Celta here, how do you remove this from the field?
It just search for the Kaioshin's Dark Reef from his deck. So basically now Lithium indeed will have to activate. Here comes the negation. Lithium activates the White Knight of Dogmatika, but the Electric Jellyfish is being chained to it. And now let's see what a Guardián Celta decides to do. He could also set the Kaioshin's Dark Reef, and then later on he might use the Mega Fortress Will effect to attack directly his opponent. He decides to go for the Electric Jellyfish effect, sends a Legendary Ocean from the deck to the graveyard to summon the Warrior of Atlantis. One monster after another being summoned for a Guardián Celta. He enters battle phase, he activates the Seal Stealth, and we have to say that with this, game 1 goes to El Guardián Celta. Very well played by him. A lot of cards on the field, nothing that Lithium could have done.
And El Guardián Celta now one step closer to claiming that 3rd place trophy.
Yeah, we were saying at the beginning that basically we were expecting a very grind match, because our players are both relying on a control deck.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Lithium didn't have much going on at the moment. Especially, we have seen how powerful Sangan is with the Salamangreat Almirage play.
Yeah.
But given that the Kaioshin was on the field and acts as a pseudo Gozen match, basically Lithium was not able to make any other plays. Also, very good play from our Guardián Celta with the Seal Set attack banishing is Kaioshin, preventing the Dogmatika punishment activation.
Yep, absolutely, and we will see if El Guardián Celta can take another convincing victory, or if Lithium can even up this match. Lithium starting things off strong with a Dogmatika Macabra. El Guardián Celta doesn't tend to run any kind of disruption during his opponent's turn.
Yeah, because as we mentioned, basically what the Umi deck does is not only is good at going first, but also when he goes second, he has so many different resources to deal with his opponent's field that basically he doesn't really mind about going second. Now Lithium is really considering his options, going for the Diviner of the Herald, a very, very powerful card we have seen this weekend from Lithium, sending the Herald of the Arclight that will be able to activate his effect and search for maybe a ritual spell card. Let's see, the Dogmatika Calamity, which is the one that Lithium usually uses for the White Relic of Dogmatika.
And if Lithium can get his requisite setup on the field in turn 1, do you think that that affects exactly what El Guardián Celta can do?
I think that Lithium really needs to put pressure on his opponent, and I think he might be doing that with the either White Relic of Dogmatika or White Knight of Dogmatika. Here he will go with the secure gun now. This is the usual lineup Lithium prefers to do while starting things off. Let's see if he has any copy, for example, of the Dogmatika Ecclesia that we have seen sometimes, but he starts things off with the Dogmatika Calamity that will bring to the field the White Knight of Dogmatika.
So, from Lithium's perspective, what is the ideal field for you, knowing that you're going to have to deal with a Legendary Ocean, Ocean Dragon Lord Karyushin, at a bare minimum?
But Lithium ends his turn, so usually what he's really looking for is to having the Dogmatika punishment as he did in game 1. Now with the Titanic Lad, for sure he can get the Dogmatika Ecclesia on the field and also activating the effect, which of course is really good, but it's very unfortunate that he didn't have the chance to draw any of his infinite permanents of Dogmatika punishment. He gets the Maximus with the Ecclesia, and now play is back to Guardián Celta.
Guardián Celta, of course, we've seen him overcome more formidable fields than this, so it'll be really interesting to see just how he decides to execute with this Umi control deck.
Guardián Celta now draws for turn. Let's see what he decides to do. He goes battle phase, which means he has an evenly matched.
Evenly matched, yep.
And he does. It's not even that impactful in this specific situation because basically he got rid, of course, of 2 monsters, but the White Knight of Dogmatika is still on the field. Let's now see if a Guardián Celta finds a way to put Umi on the field, and a Kairoshin might be very, very strong. But he has the Gameciel.
So, talk to me about what Gameciel, the Sea Turtle Kaiju, now means for Lithium's game plan, considering Guardián Celta is already dictating the pace of this game.
Yeah, exactly, because basically starting things off with evenly matched is super powerful, and also giving the Gameciel to your opponent actually looks like Lithium doesn't have anything going on, because now he gets to send the Ice Barrier to the graveyard. He will then activate the effect, then sends the Kairoshin, and he will be able to bring it back from the graveyard. This is very powerful, and let's see if he has the Umi, and he does. Wow. Because now he will be able to normal summon the Kairoshin. He also has the Seal Stealth attack. What a hand from Guardián Celta. Because now he gets to search the Seal Stealth attack. And he sets one. Well, Lithium Fate says anything. What a hand from Guardián Celta. Will Lithium be able to deal with this impressive turn one?
And again, a difficulty for Lithium here. Sorry, a difficulty for Lithium here is the lack of innate spell and trap removal. So not only are you dealing with the Legendary Ocean and the persistent effects of the monsters, but also consider that the Sea Stealth attack is pretty much just going to sit there persistently.
Exactly, and that's the main point, because basically now with the Kairoshin being on the field, once again, Lithium is basically locked, because let's remember that he can only control one on-water monster, and with the Seal Stealth attack being on the field, we can see once again Guardián Celta banishing his own monster, that will come back during the end phase. Now, Lithium start things off with the preparation of rights.
And where does he go from here is the question. How do you overcome this lock from the Umi control deck?
So Lithium, we can see that he's really thinking deeply about this. Doesn't want to make any mistake, especially because he really needs to deal with a very impressive fear from Guardián Celta.
It'll be really intriguing to see just how this plays out. Lithium is thinking about his options. Of course, you do not have too much room for error when you are face down faced off against such a convincing control of the field from the Umi control deck.
And you can tell the Lithium is actually taking some time here, because it's not, of course, easy.
Lithium one game away from going home without a trophy.
Yeah.
Really wants to just think this through, make sure that it's the correct decision, and see if he has any chance of coming back in this game.
This is very hard, because basically the main issue here is that Lithium, as we mentioned, is locked under the Karyushin, because he will only be able to control one non-water monster. He goes now with the Maximus. He will maybe put the Maximus into defense position. Let's soon find out. Lithium is considering his options, and Maximus comes down. He's activating his effect.
I'm very curious to see where this goes though, Alberto.
Well, he will try to force the Karyushin destruction,
Yeah.
but given that a Guardián Celta has the Steel Set attack, that will be very difficult. But by forcing the Karyushin destruction, basically, if a Guardián Celta changes the Steel Set attack onto the Karyushin, this means that Lithium for this turn will not be locked anymore into having one non-water monster. And Guardián Celta sends the totally awesome and gets back one of his extra deck monster. Now Lithium is considering his options. He enters battle phase. Yeah, I mean, it is trying for sure. You have to try. The Seal Stealth attack activates. Lithium is trying to shuffle back one card that your opponent controls. Let's see what he decides to shuffle back. He's taking some time.
What would you consider to be the optimal target to shuffle back into the deck here?
This is very hard, because basically if you shuffle back the trap card, basically El Guardián Celta later on will search it back with the Karyushin. Of course, a Legendary Ocean gets shuffled, but let's remember that that's the Seal Stealth 2 that when it's face up acts as a Umi.
Yeah.
So still very important to keep that in mind. Looks like play is back to El Guardián Celta very soon, but this is very good. He has the Chaos Scepter Blast, a card we have seen yesterday being played by Lithium. This is very powerful, because basically gets to banish one card his opponent controls.
And again, I pose the question to you, what would be the optimal target to banish in your opinion? Is it the Sea Stealth 2, the functional Umi, or is it something else?
He's actually considering it. It is not easy, because basically I will maybe go for the Seal Stealth. If it doesn't really make sense to banish the Karyushin, because otherwise it will change the Seal Stealth on it. He doesn't want to make any mistakes. He's taking some time. Something that I really like. He's not rushing things off. He's really focused on the game. Let's see what Lithium decides to banish with the Chaos Scepter Blast.
Still thinking it through, of course. Again, as we mentioned, this is Lithium's chance to get one game back and keep his chances of walking home with a trophy.
I think the strategy might pay off, because now he banishes the Karyushin, and basically I think this is paying, because now with the Karyushin being banished, he's able to normal summon the Sengen, then activating this ritual spell card, bringing on the field once again the White Knight of Dogmatika. And I think the Lithium overall was able to play through the Legendary Ocean and the Kaioshin from Guardián Celta side of the field. And what I really like is that he took some time. He didn't want to commit any mistakes. He's really committed to win this game show and facing another final last game in this match. And I think that now play is back to Guardián Celta. Will he find something to come back once again to this game? Wow, Pot of Extravagance is for sure the best card to start things off with. Lithium activates the White Knight of Dogmatika, and now with the Elder Entity NTSS we'll get rid of the Seal Stat attack. What did Guardián Celta find out of his deck?
Okay. So
Fish
was able
Sonar.
to fish sonar into the Ocean Dragon Lord Kaioshin. Legendary Ocean was already in the hand as well.
And wow.
Okay.
Once again, incredible. The Fish Sonar, incredible card drawn by the Guardián Celta, which is shutting down completely Lithium strategy. I have to give credit to Lithium, which fought very, very hard to come back into this game. The Pot of Extravagance was there, and he was able to find out the Fish Sonar alongside with the Legendary Ocean, and the Kaioshin being there means that Lithium once again is locked. Can he find once again his way to come back into this game for the second time in a row? Guardián Celta sets 2 cards and plays back to Lithium.
2 cards set face down, as you mentioned. Now Guardián Celta, you have to consider, is in almost full control of this game. What options are available to Lithium in terms of coming back here as the Dogmatika player?
Wow, and there can be only one. Incredible cards being drawn by Guardián Celta. We have to say the Lithium still will try to find his way. Another Chaos Scepter Blast might be ideal, but he really needs to put on the field the White Knight of Dogmatika. This is very, very difficult because either he puts on the field the Dogmatika Maximus and maybe he has another copy of the Chaos Scepter Blast to get rid of something out of Guardián Celta's side of the field, or otherwise might be in trouble. He might get rid of all the opponent extra deck cards, because we have to remember that Pot of Extravagance has been used, and also other 2 cards have been sent with the Dogmatika Maximus effect.
Yeah.
Now Lithium, trying his way, activates the Maximus. This is very, very difficult for him. He's trying his best. He summons the Maximus in attack position. He changes his strategy for the first time and see it this weekend. More of aggressive way. I think he really wants to force once again the Seal Stack activation. This is getting very, very difficult because now once again with the Totally Awesome he gets back something else and he gets the Gamma Seal.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful. I really like this play by Guardián Celta.
Very difficult situation for Lithium to deal with here. So many restrictions now placed upon him by a variety of cards on the side of Guardián Celta. If you're Lithium, how do you make this comeback?
This is very difficult because indeed now Guardián Celta. Okay, Lithium enters battle phase. The Seal Set attack get activated. Then he activates the Ignister. He has in the graveyard to shuffle back 1 card from his opponent's side of the field. He shuffles back the Seal Set attack. But
is that enough, is the question.
This is very, very hard because now Lithium once again will be able to bring up to the field the White Knight of Dogmatika. He's just trying to resist and taking some time. He sets one. He has Dogmatika punishment, and this is very, very good.
Tell me why this is a good avenue for Lithium to take to get back into this game.
This is very, very good because basically he gets to send the Elder Entity NTSS, and given that the Guardián Celta didn't have the Seal Stealth attack that was previously shuffled back with the Gnista, now a Guardián Celta was not able to protect basically his cause, and he also lost the Legendary Ocean. Lithium might have been able to find the solution once again. Let's see if this will be enough. El Guardián Celta now is considering his options if he hard drew something out of his deck.
What would be a good option here for our Guardián Celta to really seal the deal on this duel?
We can tell that the Guardián Celta is having a big think on it.
Okay.
Is going for the Gameciel. Does he have something else to play with? That's the question. You can tell that also El Guardián Celta is taking some time. He goes for the Electric Jellyfish.
The Sea Stealth 2 is still functioning, Zumi at least, so...
Yeah, better than nothing, but he's really looking forward to doing something more, because now the Gameciel is on the field. And without the Kairyu-Shin and the Legendary Ocean, he's lost for sure. Some power plays, and now plays back to Lithium. As we said in game 1, we were expecting very grind games from our players, and this is the case. We are seeing this very back and forth game in which we can't really quite tell who is the player who is having the more advantage in this game.
Yeah, both of the control decks unable to really get a firm grip on this game. And instead just trading back and forth, resource after resource.
The Maximus gets negated by the Electric Jellyfish. Lithium goes Battle Phase. He goes with the Cell Attack 2 and brings the Kairyu-Shin on the field. The Gameciel gets rid of the Kairyu-Shin. Let's see what now Lithium decides to go for. I think on one way we have to say that Lithium played really well, and here we can still tell that he really wants to go for he activated the Ash Blossom, something that I really like. The Sangan didn't really do much in this situation, and instead he prefers to basically attack over the Electric Jellyfish, take some damage, and searching for the Ash Blossom, preventing his opponent, in case he draw something nice, to activate the Ash Blossom. He has the Warrior of Atlantis. Now we will soon be seeing the Ash Blossom, I suppose, and the Electric Jellyfish can negate the Ash Blossom as well. What Lithium decides to do. He doesn't negate, because otherwise if he would have negated it, the Electric Jellyfish would have been boosted of 600
and it would have gained
attack.
enough attack to run over the Gameciel.
Exactly.
So from this point onwards, who do you think is going to manage to finally shut their opponent out of this duel?
This is very, very difficult, because basically now, as we saw, this is a very back and forth game.
Yeah.
And now with Electric Jellyfish being placed in defense position, the Gameciel can, funny enough, not run over it. And from what we saw, Lithium had the Maximus in hand, but the electric jellyfish being on field is not going to be easy. We know that Lithium has Ash Blossom and the Maximus in hand. Still, really needs to find a way, because otherwise, the more time you get the Guardián Celta, the more difficult it will get. Back to a Guardián Celta, he puts the Gamecil in defense. Can he find something out of his deck? Very, very grind games. I think this is one of the most grindy games, let's say, we have seen so far this weekend.
So, okay, yep.
And
just waiting for a
back
chance to
to
remove
Lithium.
Gamecil, the Suitetsu Kaiju from the
Looks
field.
like Lithium is satisfied with what he drew.
And what could it have been that he drew that would get him out of this situation?
Let's see, because basically, okay, he goes for the Maximus, so he really wants to force the electric jellyfish activation. El Guardián Celta goes with electric jellyfish indeed. Looks like Lithium was quite happy with what he drew, and you can tell why, because he drew the Harpy's Feather Duster, and this might change incredibly this game.
Can Lithium get enough presence on the field this turn though? Apparently not.
But he doesn't. He doesn't. Incredible. The Harpy's Feather Duster was there, and we thought Lithium might have pushed for something. Now plays back to a Guardián Celta. Let's see what our player can find, but once again he passed third back to Lithium. Main phase 1 for Lithium. What can he find out? He said some monster. Wow, I'm wondering what is happening, because none of our players are actually going for any place. This is very unfortunate. And El Guardián Celta now enters main phase 1. Finally goes for the electric jellyfish effect. Sends a Numi card from the deck to the graveyard. And the Mega Fortress Whale hits the field.
That is 5150 points of attack.
You can tell that a Guardián Celta is smiling. Does he have a monster in his hand? He goes to the battle phase without using Mega Fortress Whale's effect. I'm wondering why he actually went for this line. Of course, he would have needed the Umi on the field to activate the Mega Fortress Whale's effect, but still, he might have waited maybe a turn more in case he drew another monster or Umi.
And Lithium has quite a few cards in his hand. He's sat back, relaxed a bit, and has just been slowly building up cards in his hand, as you
But
mentioned.
passes once again.
Yeah.
Lithium passes once again, and now if El Guardián Celta finds his way to get access to Umi, he might be using the effect of the Mega Fortress Whale also to deal a lot of damage to his opponent.
Yeah. Can he find the Umi though? Okay.
He sets one. Looks like this Gamecil, it's impossible to destroy. Once again, play is back to Lithium. He sets one. Wow, incredible. Play is back to a Guardián Celta. Can he find a way to see a legendary Ocean on a Seal Stealth 2? He doesn't. He sets another card.
See stealth attack.
Finally, he gets to see a Seal Stealth attack. One of the cards he was really looking for after all these turns being spent without doing nothing special. He gets back the Seal Stealth attack, a Seal Stealth 2 on the field.
And suddenly he's in a really, really good position relative to Lithium.
Lithium with 7 cards in hand. I'm really curious to see if now, as anything that he can do is he goes for the Ecclesia Jellyfish, gets chained to prevent the Ecclesia resolve. Let's see if Lithium has an infinite impermanence, for example. Lithium is thinking about it.
Yep. To be fair, again, as we mentioned, this is a trophy on the line.
Yeah. Our players are very focusing to get, you know, their 3rd place finishes. They play a lot of matches this weekend, showing us how powerful the decks are.
And now we've actually crested that threshold for the electric jellyfish to be able to destroy the Demasiado to Kaiju in battle.
Exactly, and now plays back to a Guardián Celta. Will he find out a way to deal with Lithium Gameciel? Another electric jellyfish.
Is there anything you can foresee that Lithium could do to prevent the game from ending this turn?
Now he can activate the Mega Fortress Will because the Seal Stealth 2 is on the field. Yumi is on the field. He can attack directly to seal enough damage with all of these monsters. Will this be enough?
Can Lithium do anything to stop this?
Looks like he can't, because battle phase has been declared. Seal Stealth 2 has been activated. Does Lithium have any response to this?
Apparently not. But at the same time, he's still thinking his options through.
The Kairyu-Shin comes back.
Yep, Ocean Dragon Lord Kairyu-Shin coming back from the graveyard.
The Guardián Celta attacks directly. The jellyfish goes through. The Mega Fortress Whale attacks. Does the last attack goes through? And it does.
The Umi control takes 3rd place.
2-0 victory for the Guardián Celta over Lithium. What a match we have witnessed. What an incredible game 2. A very back and forth game from our players. Very well played. The attack goes through and El Guardián Celta is the winner.
Yeah, 20 turns in, but even so, a photo finish for El Guardián Celta. Really, really good control of the game towards the end stages there, but Lithium, he fought hard.
Congratulations, sir. Let's make our way over to the usual spot. You know exactly how this all goes. You've been here before. You have won the 3rd place trophy in the first ever Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel Invitational with your Umi deck. How do you feel?
What? Because it's something new for me, It's the first event I go outside from Spain with Konami, so all I can say is thank you to Konami, thank you to my parents, thank you to all the guys that are there sitting supporting me, and thank you all the organization.
It's been amazing watching all of these play out, and that was a very, very long, hard-fought
Very
duel.
long.
Let's quickly go through that, because that first one was a little bit more decisive in the first game. You built a huge field. There was the Harpies Feather Duster, a dominant game one for you.
Yes.
And then let's talk about game two, because there were so many moments. There were a good maybe 8 or 9 turns of sort of set one, pass, set one, pass, just waiting for an out. So talk us through what was going through your mind in that game.
It's like if you play Mystic Mine, it's set pass, I'm waiting for the out. He banishes or destroys my traps, so I cannot respond, I cannot protect, but that's the beauty of the game.
That is the beauty of the game. It was very long and hard fought, and there were moments where it looked like Lithium might have been able to claw it back. What were you thinking in those moments? Or were you, like, this deck has been so consistent for you, were you confident you had ways around everything?
I mean, if I lose the second, I was thinking, no problem, because I have the third game, I will win the coin, and I will start, set the community one, and pass. But just be good luck, at least.
Well, that good luck has brought you all the way to taking home one of those amazing trophies, which we'll be giving you after the final has been decided. So congratulations,
Thank you so
Guardián
much.
Celta. Very exciting, very happy for you. And guys, don't go anywhere, because not only is that final coming up, but just before the final, a very special announcement. You won't want to miss it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after a very short break.